Hello everyone and welcome back to Adventures of Me. I am randomly wearing a Star Wars Christmas ugly sweater design thing, even though it is almost the end of January, so make sense of that. Well, at least at the time of the recording, it'll probably come out in February some point. But we have Gamer Day today. Again, it's just a quick discussion about a video game, whether it's memory, parts of the game, my general thoughts, like a mini review, stuff like that. Cover those, and then we look through essentially my whole collection. If there's still a little bit of like sound distortion and stuff with the guitars on the walls, because I haven't finished my soundproofing screen yet and a few things like that. So work in progress. I said it will be happening, and hopefully the focus is better. I looked back at some of the videos and some of them were a little bit off, but hopefully it's better today. I did check it before I did everything. Tried to get a bit of a blur in the background with me completely in focus. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, today's game is the Xenoblade Chronicles remaster for the 3DS. I'm actually excited about this. There is another remaster of this coming out on the Switch. Now, I loved this game. I was originally on the Wii and had like a GameStop exclusive in America and that. I never owned it on the Wii, but I did get it on the 3DS as soon as I saw that it was coming out, because I knew that a lot of people did pick up that original Wii game when it was around. And this is a new Nintendo 3DS exclusive, and I believe there's only this in Australia that you can pick up as an exclusive for the new 3DS. I think most of the other games that came out did have like features for them, or it was like a digital download only. I could be wrong on that, but every time I've always gone to the shop when I was looking for 3DS, looking for the black case or the new Nintendo 3DS logo on here, and I think this was the only one that came out. I knew things like Monster Hunter and that used the little knob stick there, but you could still play them on the original. So that is one of those things that I always found interesting. You know what? I might find more after this. Now, I will say I did not make it all the way to the end of this game. I've picked it up so many times from a point that I was stuck on and just haven't made it to the end. And that again is the same with the next Xenoblade Chronicles game, the one that's on the Switch. I played through a whole lot of it and I could just not beat the game. Like, I kept getting stuck at certain bosses and I couldn't progress past them. So that's one thing that I have found with these games, the Xenoblade games, that they do have this difficulty curve. They start alright and then they get a little bit difficult, and then all of a sudden they just peak really high. The difficulty just becomes extremely hard. But I'm hoping that in the remaster it might be tweaked a little bit to make the gameplay a little bit easier in terms of the control basis matching the difficulty, or at least guidance for the levels, because it is one of those games that I did find very difficult to beat. But I do think this looks absolutely like beautiful on the shelf amongst the rest of the 3DS, because I've got all the 3DS collection all alphabetized, and of course Xenoblade coming right at the end, and it's a black case there saying new 3DS. That is one thing that I do like, that how it appears on the shelf. It does have an amiibo function for Shulk, and it says you earn tokens with it. I do have Shulk. I also use tokens in collection mode to unlock character models and music tracks. So it doesn't really improve like gameplay as such. It kind of just gives you a few little bonus features. I never actually did that because I didn't have Shulk until more recently when it came to the amiibos. I kind of originally was going to collect mainly the Zelda ones, and I got Link, and then I couldn't find any of the other characters that I wanted as they were coming out. They were always out of stock. And I bought a few other amiibo here and there. I got some of the Fire Emblem ones, but I kind of didn't really start collecting them all because they're expensive. It's, I think, $27 on average for them. $27 for the newer, bigger ones that came out. pretty sure. 17 for like the original wave that went through. Some for 23, 24. Like, it's a mixed price. The ones that I was going for, like the Smash Bros ones, were about 17 to 24, depending on where I was going. Others were coming up at 30. It was really hard to just get your hands on them. But that's not important. We're not talking about Amiibo, and there's only one that was compatible with this game anyway. So it is a Japanese role-playing game, so lots of grinding and that to level up and all that, which it is done a little bit differently, if I recall, because the way the system works was you're boosting up certain attacks with the level up as well. You invest points into certain like skills, which worked well. I just think it was a little bit confusing from memory. But it is one of those games that I absolutely loved, and it is nice when you get games, and on the card, I won't be able to zoom up to this at the moment, when it has the little AUS on the bottom. A lot of the 3DS games that I do collect have EU on them, which is a little bit annoying, but this one is an Australian copy. I do find that funny. We get a lot of the European games coming in as like our Australian ones, because we are on the PAL system, I guess, with the distribution. But yeah, this is one of those games. I played a lot of it during one of the summers, and just, unfortunately, I just haven't beaten it. I'll probably pick it up again, and decide whether or not I want to get the Switch remaster of it, because I believe they've actually overhauled the graphics to make it look better. And if that is the case, I think that would be good, because this game, as good as it did look on the 3DS, is very jarring still. And I think Xenoblade Chronicles 2 looked amazing. But I did like the characters better from the original one, and a little bit of the story better. But, you know, that might change if I actually finish either of the games and decide from there. But that's a little bit of a discussion about Xenoblade Chronicles 3D. There is also Xenoblade Chronicles, or Xenoblade X, whatever it is, the one on the Wii U, which is like an MMO style game, which is completely different to the other two, so that as well. But, you know, lots of fun. I hope you enjoyed this little discussion that we had. I hope you're enjoying Game a Day. I'm just slowly going through my collection, trying to mix it up between what console I talk about at the time as well. And, yeah. If you did enjoy it, please hit that like button, consider subscribing, and have a great day. I'll catch you next time.